morning, Lifestylers. Paul Kramer coming to you once again from the Leader Chat Room at Lifestyle's home office in Toronto, Canada. Come on in, everybody. We got another great guest lined up for this week. Very, very excited to talk to this person. But just before we get to that, I want to say thank you to our previous guest in the Leader Chat Room, GMD Imelda Rosales. Thank you very much for being with us. It was great to have you here. Your story is very, very inspiring. And we're continuing with this run of just amazing people here in the Leader Chat Room. We're profiling, as you know, the top distributors in the company to give you guys out there an idea of what makes them successful, what they do on a daily basis, what their mindset is like, how they think about the business, and what they do to achieve success with lifestyles. So, without further ado, let's welcome into the Leader Chat Room our guest this week. Let me tell you a little bit about her. She joined Lifestyles in March of 2001. She was promoted to Global Marketing Director in 2008, August of 2008. In 2012 and 2013, she was the highest income runner-up. She was the 2005 Lifetime Achievement Award winner, and she's the 2021 Loyalty and Dedication Award winner. So let's welcome into the Leader Chat Room from Metro Manila, Global Marketing Director, Kristine Kimpo. Good morning, GMD.
Hi. Good morning, Paul.
Hi, Tintin. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Great to see you. You look fabulous. You got a great background there. Probably in your nice house in Manila. So welcome into the Leader Chat Room. You've got a great story. You know, I was learning, even though I've known you for many years, we've known each other for a long time. But what I find about the Leader Chat Room is that I get to learn things I never knew about people. You know, even though I thought I knew a lot about them, I always learn something new. And you've got a great story, and I want to share it with everybody out there. So let's start right at the beginning. When you were just a little kid, you were born into a family. You had 5 siblings. And your family was a relatively privileged family, and they were all very high achievers, right? But your sort of dream was just to have, you know, a normal life, right? So tell us a little bit about your childhood growing up.
Well, my dad back then was he was a banker, and then my mom was a stay-home homemaker. So because basically she just attended to all of us, and my only job is to study hard, which unfortunately I didn't do well either. So yeah, like you said, I really didn't have any big dreams at all, because at the time I felt that everything was given. I'm not saying that we're well off, but compared to other families and other kids, I guess we've had a lot of things that normal kids wouldn't have.
Now, in grade school, you were nominated to the Glee Club. I didn't know this about you, right?
Yeah.
So you're president of the Glee Club, but not because you were a good performer, more because of your skills and influence as an influencer. So tell us about how that works.
Yeah, actually, I think that was my first realization that I can influence people. Because at a young age, grade school, I can sing, but I'm not really that a good singer. Not like the other, let's say, Jim Urena. But somehow, when I excite them and they see me as a leader, so I was able to get that position more not because of the talent, but because I was able to get them to vote for me. So I guess early that time, I already know that I can build relationship with a lot of people.
Right. And that's going to prove to be something very helpful later on in your life. You probably didn't know that at the time, but that's a tremendous skill to have. So now your parents were always very big on education. They wanted you to go to the best university. And as a matter of fact, I know that you talk about this quite often. You went to, let me see if I can pronounce this, Ateneo del Manila University. Ateneo? I don't know. How do you say it?
Ateneo de Manila. Yeah, it's Ateneo de Manila
Yeah.
University.
Tell us about
Yes.
that place, how you ended up there, and what that experience was like.
Okay, here in the Philippines, Ateneo de Manila University is considered one of the big schools. It's one of the more prestigious schools available here. So my dad, his dream was for us to get into this reputable university. And my first two sisters already are studying
Hmm.
there. So by the time that I needed to go to college, I was asked to apply. Of course, there were exams and all. Honestly, I didn't think I would have made it. But well, for some reason I did. I actually wanted to go to the state university,
Right. Right.
but since my sisters were already enrolled in the Ateneo, that's how we say
Mm-hmm.
it, the
Mm-hmm.
Ateneo,
Mm-hmm.
I was more or less, not really forced, but um, I was more or less requested that I also go there, being a Catholic university, instead of the University of the Philippines. So I ended up studying in Ateneo.
Right, right, right. So while you were in university, I mean, a lot of things happened to you, and it changed your
Mhm.
life quite dramatically.
Correct.
You became pregnant, right? And while you were still in university, and we have an
Yes.
interesting picture here of you as a new mother.
Oh, yeah.
Look,
Just, you know.
look at that, eh? There you are as a new mother.
Yeah.
Now, you're obviously very young here. You're still finishing university, and you have this young baby. So, tell us a little bit about how that experience really changed your life, because that's very dramatic in anybody's life, right?
Correct. Actually, just about a month before our graduation, I found out that I was pregnant. So, and I wouldn't want to tell it to my friends. And of course, being pregnant without graduating is something that's not really to be something to be proud
Mm,
about.
mm.
So I just kept quiet about it, and then just during graduation, I just disappeared. I guess that's the reason why I don't have the group pictures during graduation,
Ah,
because I just wanted to
mm.
disappear, and hopefully that my friends wouldn't know that I got pregnant while we were still. But I was already on my senior
Yes.
year, and actually just a month before
Y- Yeah,
graduating,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
and I got found out I was pregnant.
yeah. Now you have this young baby and a young family starting, and you're just leaving university. So, it's a lot of pressure, and the pressure is to get a job, right? Because you have to have income coming
Right.
in. So I know that you've got quite a history with. We're going to talk about all of this stuff and how it changed your life and how it shaped you. But when you got out of university, tell us about the work that you did. You had a lot of different jobs, right? So tell everybody a little bit about what you did.
Yeah. Well, out of university, of course, I really wanted to at least land in a job so that I could help help my parents, help raise the
Mm.
kid. So I ended up working in a manufacturing company, which is Universal Robina, and I was a brand assistant then, and also doing the export. But I guess that early, I really find it hard to stay put in an office. So I just stayed there for about 2 years. Admittedly, I just wanted to work so I could have a salary. But um, well, working for 6 days a week, and I felt that the income wasn't enough. So a friend asked me if I want to join another
Mm-hmm.
company. So it's both. It's I have a salary, but I also have a commission. So it's with telemarketing. So I don't know if well, there was Yellow Pages back
Yeah, that's
then.
right. That's right.
So we had it here as well when the directories were still available. So I worked there for about 2 years. And then same thing, but I wasn't really excelling because they also have travel incentives. But for the 2 years that I was there, during to buy for the travel incentive, I always fall short. So I end up being we call it tao ng bahay. We call it I the one who's always left behind while they go out and
Mm.
travel. So I really felt that I wasn't really successful.
Right.
So anyways, so at that point I was accepting that I'm just an average person.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm not really the one who would take up a
Right.
challenge. But what I knew was I wanted to I wanted to get out of the office. That much I
Mm-hmm.
know. So I it was then that I ended up um I ended up in a real estate
Right.
company because although it's commission based, but at least I get to go
Mm-hmm.
around.
Mm-hmm.
So I get to meet new people, and that part I really
Yeah,
love.
yeah.
I like getting to know
Yeah.
people.
Well, it drew you, that sort of thing drew you into some different direct sales companies too, right? So,
Yeah.
I know your story because I've heard you talk about it. And you, before Lifestyles, you were in a lot of different direct sales companies, but you never
Mm-hmm.
found one that was right for you or one that worked, right? So, because I
Yep.
think a lot of people, they get discouraged if something doesn't work right away. But how do you look at that? What's your perception? Even though you're sort of going from company to company and it's not working, you never quit. You kept looking, right?
Right. Yeah. It was at that time during the real estate stint when I first got my first exposure to network marketing. And I was drawn to the idea when they were started drawing the circles that, and then the concept of passive
Mm.
income can happen to you. And I like that. I wanted to be retired in the next 5 years. But sadly, the first company that I joined, I guess that wasn't the company that's fit for
Mm.
me. But throughout my stay there, I was able again to develop friendships who again led me and invited me to another company. So it's the same thing. I just joined and then I stayed for a while. When I say a while, it's just about a month or 3 months. But every time that I get out of a company, I always make sure that I made new
Right,
friends.
right.
And Paul, I ended up joining 11 network
Wow.
marketing companies.
11 guys, you hear that? 11. So there's something that basically says, you kept looking for the right thing. And I know right around this point in your life too, you got involved in a business venture that really
Yes.
turned out to be a disaster for you, and it put you in a lot of debt, which is, I think, something that you should not explain, but I mean, talk to people about, because it was a very low point for you in your life. You had, I don't know, millions and millions of pesos of debt because of this bad business venture. So tell us a little bit about that experience and how you felt about that.
Well, actually, we were able to meet someone. He's a foreigner. But then he set up this company where we became directors of that company, and we were so happy because in the Philippines, when you set up a corporation, you have to have Filipino partners. So we were that, and we were happy because we would have a share of the profit of the
Mm,
company, and it was doing well without needing for us to really get into the operations.
right.
So I realize now that that's not a good thing because um, soon after, just I think after 6 months, the company seemed like bankrupt. But I think that this guy siphoned all the what's this the income of that
Yeah,
company, and then we were left to pay the obligation of that
right.
company, and it was worth actually initially it was worth 10 million
Wow,
pesos,
yeah.
and that was a big amount of money in the late
Yes,
1990s.
yeah.
So we were able to, with the help of my family, we were able to settle a few of the debts. But still, I ended up with the 4 million pesos unpaid. So for 2 years, I didn't know what to do with that
Yes.
until it wasn't until lifestyles came along
Yes.
that lifestyle was the solution.
Yes, and that was sort of, you were introduced to Intra because of your daughter's skin condition, right? Skin problems that she
Yes.
had, and somebody introduced you to Intra. And what was your thought about that? Because now we're on company number 12, right? So so what was it about Intra and what was it about Lifestyles that sort of made it click for you?
Okay. The person who introduced Intra to me was then Executive Director Beth
Mm-hmm,
Mijares.
mm-hmm.
Okay. So she was sharing the product, but I was saying no for the longest time. About 4 months, I was just saying no, no, knowing that it was a network marketing business. I didn't want to hear about it because at the time I already promised myself that I will not be joining any network marketing company already. I swore off that I will not.
Yeah.
And then here comes lifestyles, and I say no, I wouldn't even listen. But it's a good thing actually that my daughter had a very bad skin asthma
Mm.
attack at the
Mm.
time. That intro came along and she told me that this might help her. So I'm so thankful that God allowed me to entertain it once more. I said yes to the product, but I said no to the business initially.
Yes.
But when the product helped my daughter, I had a problem. I said to myself, okay, here's a product that helped my daughter. It's just that I can't afford it. But I know there is a business that I didn't like.
Yes.
So okay, but so I had to come to terms na if I want my daughter's benefit, I mean her health benefit to continue because she was taking Intra, I had to look at the
Right.
business.
Right. Right.
Actually, the first presentation that I attended was the meeting that my upline, my would be upline said not to
Oh.
attend because it's not
Oh, I see. Right.
the one I attended. I just wanted to make sure because I was really, it will be quite difficult for me because I was saying that I have no more friends to share any product to because, after 11 attempts, here I am just coming to them and they will tell me na, oh, what's that? Ano na naman yan? Parang, what's that
Yeah.
again?
Yeah.
So I had that, I was a bit scared that they will not accept it anymore. And true enough, they didn't. But because the product was that good,
Yeah.
I wanted to know more about
Yeah.
lifestyles. So I attended more and more
Yeah.
meetings.
Well, it's
Then I
yeah,
took
no,
it.
it's I mean it's awesome that you decided to go for it. The product was so powerful, and we know from all our experience a lot of people who join lifestyles join because of the product intra, and then they get interested in the business because they see the product is so effective, right? But a turning point for you was you met Global Marketing Director Peng Mendoza. We have a great picture here. I want to show everybody. And Peng
Yeah.
and Peng said to you that she could show you. She opened your eyes up to the business, and she said she could show you how to get rid of your debt, your 4 million peso debt, in 4 months. So I would imagine you'd be very interested in that. And what did you say, and how did that all unfold?
Okay. Actually, I guess what a perfect time. It was the month end closing. And I met her. Actually, at the time, she was still an international marketing director. So she was probing more and more, and I guess she assumed that I already wanted to start the business. So she just asked me, um, "What did you choose, instant or express
Right,
direct?" And I said nothing. That I'm not gonna buy any because I had no money.
right,
But still, that didn't stop her. She kept on probing. Why didn't you have any money? Why don't you have money? I said because I have a lot of debt. And still she kept on asking, oh, how much utang, magkano ba ang utang mo in Tagalog? How much do you
mm-hmm,
owe?
mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to shut her off. I just told her, well, 4 million lang naman. It's like in a sarcastic way na, well, my debt is only 4 million. But I was surprised by how she responded because normally when people ask me about that, they keep quiet.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Maybe they're afraid that I might end up asking money from
Yeah,
them or
that's right.
borrowing money
That's
from
right.
them.
That's right.
Oh, but not Miss Peng
Yeah,
Mendoza. Because instead, she showed, when I told her that I had the 4 million na utang, what she said then was the one that kept me quiet because she told me, Tin, 4 months na GMD
mm-hmm,
income, bayad yung utang
mm-hmm.
mo. So she was so sure that in 4 months, 4 months of a global marketing director income, I will settle all my debt.
Right.
And that night I couldn't sleep. You know why? because up to the time, nobody gave me a solution to my problem until I got to talk to
Mm-hmm.
her. So I found hope.
Yes.
I found hope that why not? Why not? If I do this business, maybe when I become a GMD, it will only take me 4 months and all my problems will be
Mm-hmm.
over.
Mm-hmm.
So armed with that, that's how I look for means on how I will start the lifestyles business.
Right. So you went, you took it seriously, and you really started to work. And I know that when you were running, you became, you went right up the ladder of success. You went, you became NMD very quickly, and then your IMD run, and that was quite memorable. Your IMD run, because you had two things happen during this IMD run that were very challenging. Number one, there was some miscommunication with one of your downline regarding some volume.
Yeah.
And then there was this car crash that you were in, this vehicle accident on the way to Bicol. So tell us a little bit
Sure.
about the crazy IMD run and what you learned from that.
Okay, the crazy IMD run. Because at that time, I really wanted to hit IMD already. So, um, I met one of our downlines. Well, my front line was based in Manila, and they are part of another direct selling
Mm.
company. And then she had a leader who's based in Mindanao, who's very promising. She's about my age. So back then, that was about 18 years ago. So she was young, she was dynamic, and I was hopeful. And true enough, when we did the legwork, I spent about 2 weeks in Mindanao just to work with her, and I was so ecstatic because the volume that we were able to close was already enough to become a power
Mm.
leg, and that's just what I needed to finish off my
Right.
IMD. But sadly, during the final day when we were sending our fax, the time that it was just all fax, we had a miscommunication on the of all things on the payment on the pay plan, the compensation plan, something about the new business builder at the time. And all of a sudden, she just decided to
Mm.
stop. She said hold all the purchases and she will not continue because she felt that I wasn't being transparent to
Mm-hmm.
her.
Mm-hmm.
And all I wanted was also for her to get promoted. And I knew the excitement. I didn't want to stop the excitement of the people so that they can also get their payout check the following month. So I guess looking back, because it made me really cry because I was about 2 weeks straight away from my kids, and I just wanted to work. I was so dedicated, and I guess she taught me a
Mm-hmm.
lesson that if a downline is not teachable, and if the downline doesn't trust you enough, then it wouldn't
Right.
prosper.
Right.
So I would rather look for someone who's very not so maybe not so
Mm-hmm.
dynamic, but is very willing and trusts you and work. I would rather work with that person because I know with that kind of heart, that person can actually go GM.
Right. Right.
So that's a lesson for
Yeah.
me.
No, that's a.
And the
Yeah. No,
second,
go ahead. That's a great lesson for sure.
yeah, I guess that no, the other one is about the car
Yes.
crash.
I saw
Yeah,
a couple. I
we were.
saw a couple pictures of that, and it looked pretty serious.
We do? Where is it?
Oh,
Did you
yeah, no,
see?
I saw it earlier. We don't have it here today, but I saw that picture, and it looked like it was a pretty serious accident.
Yeah, it was. It was. We were a downline of mine was driving my first car in Lifestyles, which was a Toyota Hilux. So it was a pickup truck. But and then on the way to we were going to Legazpi, Bicol, the area of GMD Russell.
Hmm.
But at the time, GMD Russell was doing the business. So we were there, and then because it was early morning, the driver fell asleep,
Ah, yeah.
and yeah, and we hit the back part of a container
Hmm.
truck.
Yikes.
And I guess it was a good thing that we were riding a pickup instead of a car, because had it been a car, we would have gone
Hmm.
under the
Right,
truck,
right, right.
and it would have it would have hit straight
Yeah,
out our
yeah,
necks,
yeah,
and God knows
yeah.
what could have happened. But instead, the pickup on collision went up.
Mm-hmm.
So somehow, if you describe the vehicle, the engine was sided, but it was a total
Yeah.
wreck. But at that moment, I didn't know what was happening, but we had this out of body experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know that, like, you're seeing the accident on an aerial view,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and then just to realize that it was you who's
Yeah.
inside the
Yeah.
car. And then the next moment, when we finally became conscious, there were people surrounding us and were saying, "Oh, ano, patay na ata." Means I think they're dead. They're dead.
Yeah.
So it was like, when we came back to our bodies, I think that's when we realized what happened,
Right. Wow.
and it was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a scary experience for sure. And but you kept going. I mean, nothing's gonna not even a
kept
car
going.
crash is gonna stop this woman. So you kept going, and you eventually became IMD. You went on to become GMD. You kept building this organization, and not only did you
Yes.
pay the 4 million back, which was obviously,
Oh yeah, after four
yeah,
years.
something very amazing to do. And you were dedicated. You wanted to get that 4 million paid. But we've got some pictures here of some cars and condos and everything that success that you've achieved.
Okay.
Explain a
Yes.
little bit about the financial impact of lifestyles on your life.
Okay. When I started, well, first was the 4 million debt, right? To me, it was really a huge amount. I guess not just to me, but to
Hmm.
everyone. Just imagine, I'm not the type, ever since when we were growing, I'm not the type of person who will borrow money. It's something that my family
Yes.
shuns. And then here I was ending up having needing to pay that much because of a failed business venture. So when I came to lifestyles through the mentorship of GMD Pen, I realized a lot of things. My money blocks, and then, but the first thing that she made me realize was the 4 million that I had. I have no one else to blame because I kept on blaming other people why I was in that
Hmm.
situation. So the first thing that she made me do was just to accept the fact that I am where I am at the time because of my, if not 100%, but partly I am to blame
Hmm.
also. So I guess the first step to healing, we say this, the first step to healing is
Right.
acceptance. So I have to accept that is my situation and I am at fault. So the next is, so then I have to do something. Then with regard to the finances, I never was able to manage my money
Mm.
well. Maybe because there was no money to manage
Right.
when I was employed. So, but with lifestyles, what we did was when I started having the six-digit income already, Miss Peng taught me how to not just save, but to really set aside money to be able to start paying that 4
Hmm.
million and to live within my means. So she just gave me a budget that I should just work on it. Even at an IMD
Yes.
income,
Yes.
she taught me how just to work with only 50,000
Hmm.
pesos.
Hmm.
So that she said, she told me that's just my money, and the rest, it's already, it will go
Right.
somewhere,
Right.
something like that.
Right. Right.
So, but I was happy because she was able to instill discipline, and after a while, when I paid off the 4 million, then she helped me decide which investments that I will be working on. And I'm so happy because one investment led to
Hmm.
another in terms of real estate, and life's been good
Yeah. No.
with the cars. Yeah,
It's very impressive. All these, the cars, the condos, all the great investments. But also, you want to enjoy life, right? So you've done a lot of traveling, and I know
yeah,
the dream of a lot of Filipinos. It's to travel, and it's a big dream, especially to travel internationally. But we've got some great pictures here of some of your trips, right? And
yeah.
travel is something that is um, you know, it's a great experience, right? And it must mean a lot for you to be able to see all these different parts of the world based on your success and lifestyles, right?
Correct. Yeah. Actually, just a few weeks back, because the borders are now open, we had a quick trip to
Yes.
Singapore just to check how it's like to travel post-pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what, Paul? We almost missed our flight going back to Manila. We would have missed our LT because yeah, I overlooked that we needed to do an antigen testing going
Oh,
back
yeah,
to
yeah. It's
Manila.
very complicated now, isn't it?
So
Yeah.
we had to do it within the last
Yeah.
hour,
Yeah.
so before checking
Yeah.
in. So those things.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're asking about the travel, right?
Yes. Yes.
Uh, okay.
Yeah,
What,
no,
sorry.
no, just it's amazing to not only, you know, go on all these trips, but your success in lifestyles has also been, you know, winning awards. We've got a couple of pictures here of your awards that you've won. Right here you are. Gosh, look how young we all look there. That's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Your lifetime achievement, your loyalty and dedication. This is an award that's very prestigious because, you know, it means that you've just been, you know, with lifestyles for a long time. You've been doing everything the right way and you've had tremendous success with it, right? But I want to switch gears a little bit to your family now. We've got a great picture here. Let's show the next one of you and your kids here. And everybody, this is also a fabulous picture. I love this. And it's your big why. You're doing this lifestyles business. Your big why is your family. And tell us how important it is to be able to give your kids what they need going forward.
Yeah. Well, remember when I was growing up, because my parents have taken care of everything. It's like they lived according to what is expected of raising good children, and I felt that because I didn't do it the right
Mm,
way, what was expected, having a family early before I even got
yeah,
married, and I eventually had an annulment. So those things, I felt that if I am to gauge about my family's expectation, I really flunked.
mm,
So my dream was just to be able to give what I got from my parents, the support, especially financial, with my dad really pursuing the because studying at Ateneo, tuition is really high. And I wanted to also give that kind of education to my
yes,
children. But how can I? Because when we were starting off, I even had to line up at the registrar and give a promissory note just to enroll my
mm-hmm,
children.
mm-hmm,
So it's like almost impossible. But because of the lifestyles business, I was really able to give the best of what I can to my children, education included. Now they've all graduated from the La Salle University
right,
system. But I'm so proud that the things that I had received with my parents, I am now also able to give to my children. And they are now all grown ups. Two of them already have married off, and Sari is still with me, but she's already a teacher. But now she's a full-time lifestyle builder as
right,
well. I'm so happy because I have this sense of fulfillment already, that even if I would seemingly failed when I started, I was able to make it up now towards the last part of my
yeah.
life. And I wouldn't have done that if I wasn't with
Yeah,
lifestyles.
no, it's amazing. It's amazing to see that turnaround. And I know you talked a lot. You talk a lot about how your parents supported you, right? And now I know that your mom is a very important person in your life. We have a great picture here of you and your mom. And you know, so tell us about this because I know it was important for you to take your mom on this trip to Boracay, and you know how much you wanted to do that and how much that meant to you to be able to show her how important she is to you. And you know, just explain a little bit about your relationship with your mom and how you feel about all of it.
Actually, Paul, this picture was taken in Bali.
Oh yes, okay, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, how important it is to my mom because my mom is now my dad passed away a few years back. So my mom's 83 years
Right,
old,
right.
and I really like to join her to, if I can, sponsor her to traveling. It's something that I want to do, sort of, how do I say this? Because back then, when my dad was still alive, um, even if he was a banker, he would do trainings abroad, but mostly in the US and in Canada. And sadly, he never had the opportunity to go to Europe. My dad, this was my dad. And when I was building the lifestyles business, when I was already in the IMD, I kept on telling him that, Dad, one day I will take you to Europe.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like, well, it didn't happen because he already had a stroke and then eventually passed away. So that is something that somehow there's a void in my heart that um I've always, I wouldn't say that I regret,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like how I wish I could have given that experience to
Yes,
him.
yes.
And since he's gone, so I said to myself that at least because my mom's still with me, she's 83 right
Mm-hmm.
now, still strong and beautiful.
Yes.
So I wanted to take her to places that she'd like. So one is Bali because she's never been there. Actually, we were together in Cagayan de Oro. That we had the time in the Hilayan, and pretty soon, because she wanted to visit her relatives in the US, I would like to also accompany her to see her relatives. So, how do I say this? Parang at least makabawi. I could that's, I don't know what's the English term for makabawi. I could anyways, it's something that since I wasn't able to do it to my
Mm-hmm.
dad, at least I can do it
Mm-hmm.
now.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's great. It's great to see your relationship with her and the fact that she's 83 and still vibrant, which is great. You make sure she takes her intro every day. Tell her that Paul
Oh,
Kramer says she's got to take her intro every day. Get some Nutria Plus, all the products she should be taking, right? Your whole life, right?
very good.
And it'll keep you strong for sure. So, what would I ask all the people in the leader chat room because our guests here are the most successful people in the company, and you're one of them. And I always ask people what advice you would give somebody if they're just thinking about joining Lifestyles today, right? They're not sure. You are a great example of somebody who tried 11 different companies, found success with Lifestyles. What would you tell somebody about Lifestyles and why it's different and why they should give it a try?
Yeah. What I discovered here in lifestyles, it's really different. If you want to know how different it is, you should be immersed, get involved, get to know the people, get to know Paul,
Mm-hmm.
get to know the company, and you'll really fall in love with the culture, with how how we were able to build this. And it's something that's very addicting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because when I had during my time, I really didn't know what to expect, but I allowed myself because there was something that's out of curiosity, and every time I just wanted to go ahead and get to know more. I encourage you guys to just get indulge yourself with lifestyles, and soon I'm sure, just like me, you will also fall in love with this, and your dreams that's already, maybe you've given up on your
Right.
dreams, you can also you can now relive it here in lifestyles, and just like me
Yeah.
and many others, who knows,
Yeah.
you will also be able to realize those dreams too.
Well, it's great advice. It's great advice for sure. The culture in the company is great. We've got so many great mentors, and you're one of those
Yeah.
people that people look up to, and go for look at these great mentors for leadership and everything. So, Tintin, I want to thank you for being with us in the leader chat room. It was great to hear your story. I hope everybody enjoyed it. It's wonderful. I'm going to be coming to the Philippines soon. I'm coming over in in June, so I look forward to seeing everybody and seeing you again after 2 years at least, right? And you know, thanks again for being with me today, and I'll see you soon in the Philippines.
Thank you, Paul.
Okay, thank you. Good morning. Thank you.
Morning.
Well, folks, there you have it. GMD Tintin from Metro Manila. Great advice that she's giving everybody, of course, which is really talking about the culture at Lifestyles and how we, you know, really strive to make everybody welcome. We've got great mentors. Obviously, if you're looking for the best products in the industry, this is the company to go to. You saw the effect of Intra on, you know, GMD Tintin, her family, and that's really the driving force behind the company is the products and obviously the financial opportunity that comes with that. So thank you very much, Tintin, for being with us today. Folks, stay tuned to our Facebook in the Philippines, where we will have the next Leader Chat Room guest. So stay tuned on that. If you've missed any of the Leader Chat Room guests, you can go to our YouTube channel. They're all available there, so you can watch all of the Leader Chat Room guests that we've had on so far. So until next time, we'll see you soon in the Leader Chat Room, and good morning.
On to the next award. Are you ready, Ma'am Chantel?
Thank you, Neil. Our next award is the Loyalty and Dedication Award. This is presented to the distributor whose unquestionable loyalty and dedication exemplifies the Lifestyles mission over the years. The winner of the Loyalty and Dedication Award for the year is Global Marketing Director Kristine Todiño. Congratulations!
It's a great honor to be the recipient of this year's Loyalty and Dedication Award. Thank you, Lord, for allowing this to happen and orchestrating miracles in my life. Thank you to the corporate team for still keeping a watchful eye of once renewed efforts to build the business again, no matter how long I've been with Lifestyles. Naiiyak ako kasi I thought after receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award, that was it for me. Pero just to realize that after last year, pwede pa pala. So thank you very much. And of course, to my organization, of course to my global marketing directors headed by GMD Malu Arellano and GMD Razel Repatacodo and everyone in your team, the GMDs and the non-GMDs. Thank you for being independent. Thank you for taking care of your organization. You really are great leaders. And of course, to my young team, the GMD Magnet. Guys, this one's for you. If it weren't for you, this wouldn't have happened. I learned a lot from our activities, and thank you for all your understanding, love, and support. And to my GMDs, thank you guys. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be where I am right now. The love, support, brotherhood, talagang you are the best. And to my family, for all the support and the understanding you've given me for the last 21 years. And I know that you know that I'm doing this for you guys. And most especially, I'd like to thank my mentor, Global Marketing Director, Ms. Peng Mendoza. Thank you for believing in me, for pushing me to the limits, always trying to bring out the best in me. You did well, upline, and I thank you. And this goes for the many distributors. Someday, I wish that you will also get an award from Lifestyles. Just focus on your dreams, focus at work, and who knows, just like me, you can be the Loyalty and Dedication Awardee. Thank you very much.